I'm Ty. I wanted to give you a quick little overlook of how these loungers are packaged, give you some tips. I'll give you a really good tip towards the end. If you find any of this information useful, please give a thumbs up on the video. So first of all, we've already assembled 3. We got our 4th one here. Comes packaged really well. So far we've had no damage on anything, and everything is aligns perfectly with the bolts. But as you can see, these loungers come with the padding. They also come with a cover for each chair. You can see that one's covered over there. They do adjust to the different tilts and stuff. And then they also have these built-in tables that lock into place up high like that, so you can put a little drink or whatever there, which is really nice and handy. So overall, awesome quality. They're nice and strong. I'm over 200 pounds and they fit me great. 6'3", still fit. So they do come with 2 tools. Now this is where I would give you some really good advice. Invested some different tools to assemble it. While this does work, you have a lot of bolts that you're tightening with the Allen wrench. Go get one of these and use a smaller ratchet. I tried using the hand ratchet, and you hit this rubber mesh thing as you're tightening it. So ratchet's the way to go. This made the time go so much quicker. The assembly of these was super fast once I brought this out. So if you don't have one of these already, get one before you assemble these. You will thank me later because it is a pain. But all in all, these are great. I'm loving them so far. Can't wait to get them out by the pool. I'm Ty, and this is what the lounge comes with. Here are all the different parts. We've already assembled 3 of the 4. So I'm gonna walk you through and show you how to do this. It's not too bad. I'll break it into pieces. I'm not gonna like make you watch me tighten every bolt, but we'll show you pretty good things. Instructions aren't too bad. They're pretty easy to follow, but follow me along. I'll give you any tips I've come across as we've done it. One thing we did is my kids helped assemble them, and they used the wrong washers in the wrong spot, so I had to disassemble and reassemble a couple of them. But if you find any of this information useful, please make sure to give a thumbs up and enjoy the install. Okay, so you're gonna take A, E, and C and put them together. You will wanna make sure that these things both have holes in the corners. In other words, you've got this piece the wrong way. There's 2 bolts on each side. Now there are 2 different washers, so pretty much everything is gonna use these bigger washers. The only time you're gonna use these small washers here is when you get to these foot pegs that go on the bottom of it. So that's the only time you use these washers. So that way you'll know exactly which washer to use. But yeah, I'll go ahead and cinch these down and then show you the next part. Okay, then we put F, this big piece, underneath this piece that we just assembled, and it bolts down in these 4 little spots with the bolts and washers, and that takes you to that next step. Okay, you take D, E, and B, and you put them together. It's 2 bolts on each side. Again, you're gonna wanna make sure that you can see these 2 holes on each side, because these are where the foot pegs are gonna go. So if you don't have those on both things, you gotta flip them around to make sure they're right. So we'll go cinch those down and show you the next step. Okay, so then we take this piece and we just move it over here and set it in place right here. And then you're gonna take these long bolts, you're gonna put a washer on the inside, and you're just gonna thread it through to connect these 2 pieces together. And then you're gonna wanna make sure you use a washer and then a nut. And then I'll cinch those down. Like I said, you're gonna do a 4, so 2 on each side. And then you're gonna take these other ones with washers, and these are gonna go right here, 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 and here. And then I'll show you the next step after that. So this next step, these 2 pieces come together, and it's hard to tell from the instructions, but this square one is gonna go right here in the middle, and this basically becomes the bottom. It keeps these 2 together. This round tube becomes a part that piece over there that goes to your backrest, that adjusts it up and down, connects to, and this goes down in here to these 2 holes on each side, and you might have to spread it just a little bit to get it in there. And then you use these shorter bolts with washers on everything. So I'll tighten those down and then show you the next step. All right, then we're gonna take the feet on. I've already put the longer bolts with the small washers on this, where the small washers come in. And this is the time I like to use the Allen wrench, because it's a little easier to line things up. And you just put that in there, tighten it up this way. And then the same thing with this. So you're gonna do this to 4 corners, and then you have some of these straight ones, and these go 2 on each side, right there, right over there, and right over there. And then once these are tightened down, we have these little foot screws so that it's adjustable, so you can get it nice and level. So you're gonna do that in all those spots, and then I'll show you the next step. So we're done with the bottom, so we're just gonna go ahead and flip this over. And then we're gonna take this G part, And this part, I do recommend having a legit screwdriver. The tools it comes with has a screwdriver end or a Phillips screwdriver, but it's a little pain to work with. So if you have a real screwdriver, get that. We're gonna lift this up. And this part's easier with 2 people because you're gonna have to align these hinges while you put in these 4 screws. So having an extra set of hands is definitely helpful. You're just gonna tighten them down. I don't tighten them all the way while they're holding them just because you just need to get them started for it to hold in place. But I'll finish that other side and then we'll show you the next step. Okay, so you're gonna make sure these brackets are on the outside of those pegs. This goes in with a washer on the side, and then you take these plastic washers or inserts, slip it on, slip it through. You're gonna use another washer, and then this lock nut. I'm just gonna get it on there finger tight, and then you're gonna do the exact same thing with this side. A little plastic spacer, and then slip it through, a washer, and then a nut, and then you're gonna tighten this down, and then I'll show you the next step. You now take this with a bolt and a washer, and you wanna make sure that this opening faces where these hinges are, and then you're just gonna tighten that in there. So this is your little side table. You can put it on this side or that side. There's places to mount it either way, so it's up to you. I've got them so we have 2 on each side, so we can kind of put them in groups so they don't interfere with each other. And it's really easy to put it in. You just take your screw, and it just goes right in here. I just get it a little snug. And then you take your other one. So this one's nice because you can do it by yourself. Now let me get these tightened up and I'll also show you how this works. So just bear with me for a second while I tighten these down. Now that that's tight, you just flip this up, and you've got this part down here. You just have to push this up in here and lift up, and it locks in place, and now you've got your table all set. Now the last thing you have to do is put this cover on, or your padding on, and it does slip over on the back. It has this part right here, so you can lift it up and slip it down, and then we'll tie it on too. But as you can see, your lounger is complete.